everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, August 11, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a time for change call this Wednesday night after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. A lot of things to talk about, as always. Once you confine yourself to the ever-present moment, you become totally complete, whole, and healed, just as you are. Our biggest challenge is surrendering. Greatest pleasure in life comes from surrendering to what is here now. Within this moment is the transformation from a life of trying, doing, and achieving into purely being. Right now you can have all the good feelings, love, and joy you can imagine. It is all available now within your mind-body. You have a personal, unlimited source of pleasure inside you right now. The amount of pleasure you can experience has no limit and is always available for your enjoyment. This ultimate gold mine of a discovery is found within the deepest realms of your innermost being. You want to make sure that you're in a comfortable position, no outside distraction, relaxed into your body, still as a statue, and focused on your breath rising and falling. The normal pleasures that you're used to experiencing every day happen out of a cause and effect situation. For example, when a delightful thing occurs on the outer world, like your favorite ice cream, then a new experience manifests within your inner world, taste buds bursting with joy. Anytime you purchase something you think will make you happy, you get a few moments of pleasure and satisfaction, and then merely fall back into the seeking for more of it from another source in the outer world. And whether it is a compliment, a smile, a funny email, or a hug, you've been conditioned to find the source of pleasure that is outside of your physical body. The illusion that pleasure is found out there is truly a delusion that makes one powerless, dependent, and slave to the advertising industries around the world. And we invite you to end the endless searching outside of yourself for quick happiness fixes. It's time you learned how to free your mind, tap into an outrageous amount of pleasure from within your body-mind at any time you desire. This is part of the ascension, part of the migration of certain people that have chosen to step up on the vibrational frequency. The first step to learning this sacred discovery is learning how to welcome this moment of your life as the most special, sacred moment of all. Your mind is the only thing blocking you from being here now. To start accessing unlimited pleasure, drop the mind. Open up to a state of infinite being. Start with accepting the truth that you are not just this body filled with blood and bones that has a constant flow of thoughts pouring through it. You are consciousness itself. And within that experience, you'll find you are a soul that does not die. Relax into this message so that it reaches every atom in your body-mind. Let it absorb into your being at a cellular level in this very moment of your life. And the more you can relax into it, the more open, spacious, and loving this moment becomes. Rest deeply, and this universal truth will help set you free. The ultimate pleasure within you comes naturally to you on its own accord. It comes to you. You don't go to it. It cannot be forced or manipulated to occur. In fact, quite the opposite is true. It happens effortlessly when you are resting deeply, simply being with everything that is. And when you are deeply at peace, totally relaxed with yourself, your life, and everything and everyone in it, just as they are right now, massive pleasure arises. These things do not have to change for you to find peace inside you. You have full permission to relax and allow life, this current life you're in, to be the way it is right now. Nothing needs to happen so that you can relax deeper. You can simply choose to let go of the mind struggle, to change everything, and consciously choose to slow down, turn your attention within, and look deeper inside yourself. This is what you haven't truly done yet, and is the doorway to letting ultimate pleasure come flooding in. And the deeper you can dive within yourself, the easier it is to see, feel, and explore the divinity within your being. You can only know others as intimately as you know yourself. Why do you think we have so much kind of disarray in relationships and interactions on the planet? That's the reason. The more you allow, you might as well experience it while it's here, because the more you resist and avoid it, the more it tends to stick to you, and the more you allow for whatever experience you're having right now, and the more you turn into the great pleasure vessel that you are. There's nothing more important than finding peace with yourself. You'll merge with the ever-flowing, eternal river of good feelings, infinite love, eternal peace, total freedom, when you finally come to rest at the core of your being. Learn to sit quietly in silence. Meditate for long periods of time on stillness. And when you dive inside yourself and only find a city of various lunatic personalities living in one big mad house without any doors, this is a good sign. You are simply resurfacing old abandoned garbage, cleaning house, clearing away the emotional muck that wasn't taken to the local dump and not the recycling center. The permanent bliss that you are inside and beneath this enlightening pile of junk within, your inner mess can distract you or motivate you, all depending on your approach to it. So let it inspire you to dive straight into the core of your being. Do not stop to be drained and entertained by any broken, angry, victimized, heartless houses inside you. Look in their cellars. Notice what's underneath at the foundation of your being. And once you dig deep enough and wait long enough, you'll strike a small vein of satisfaction within and never be the same again. And when you discover that which is truly real, satisfying, and everlasting inside your core, it's very hard to become addicted and hypnotized again by the false promise of temporary outer pleasures. You'll be able to really enjoy that decadent slice of chocolate cake now, because the temporary joy it gives you will be fed by an eternal spring of pleasure from a deeper well within. First part of this week may challenge you in many ways, yet it can create the most incredible, blissful week of your life. Your job is to go far beyond the old limits of pleasure your body is used to experiencing every day. We want you to find and transcend your pleasure boundaries. Every day start receiving the greatest levels of pleasure in whatever form they come in. Hit all the best categories: sensual, sexual, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Now, when you start feeling uncomfortable, if you do, with your new levels of pleasure after day one, then you're probably going to be an A-plus student. Anytime you hit a pleasure ceiling, start to feel uncomfortable, check inside with yourself and see if it's remotely possible to receive more pleasure. If you can, then keep going. And if not, then choose to stop. Follow the pleasure principle. Always do what feels good. Tune into the sensations inside your body. Watch what all happens in your mind. And the second aspect to this assignment is swinging the pleasure pendulum deep into your inner world, which will pull the pleasure string at both ends, and you'll find yourself living in Pleasureville. Each day, spend 15 minutes deeply relaxing your body-mind. Create quiet time alone to relax your body so deeply that you lose all the sense that it's there. Relax the mind and its agenda to do this or that, and feel the state of permanent peace, stillness, and silence at your innermost core. Start with imagining a wave of relaxing and warm, soothing energy flowing down from your head, down into your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your back, your arms, your hands, your hips, your legs, all the way to the toes and your feet. Let all the tension in that body, your body, drain away. Notice this being that remains inside your body. When no tension or mind chatter is there, the mind will quiet when you watch this awareness that is always aware. Notice that what naturally arises when you are totally relaxed. The deeper you relax inside, the more you can unpack and release the mind's hidden pleasure-blocking closets. Be very, very, very patient with this process. Soon, you'll experience the ultimate pleasure that comes from simply being. You cannot be happy with a serious mind. With a festive mind, you can be happy. Take this whole life as a myth, as a story. It is one. But once you take it this way, you will not be unhappy. How many people are, serious mind? They look at things seriously. How many people do you know? Maybe you, where you view things as serious all the time. Now, maybe to you, it doesn't seem that way. That's just how you are. And you look at things seriously, and you look at this going on over here, and this over here is serious. And then you get to the point where even in joy, you're serious. Is there enough happiness, joy, fun, you know what I mean? Fun, relaxing fun that people engage in, really? You think? It's like whenever we do not allow ourselves to trust the process of life, we tend to cling to it all along the way. And everybody worries, right? They all worry. Worrying is the mind attempting to not create what it doesn't want by obsessing about what it doesn't have or want. This unconscious spin cycle is exactly how you manifest more of what you don't want, and is one of the greatest ways to drain your manifesting vibration. You always think about what you don't want to happen. How much energy is left to focus on what you do want? Where would you say most people's attention is? Is it focusing on what you do not want? I believe that's the case. When we watch the planet and we watch the civilization, it's not a difficult thing to identify the fact that most people are focused on things they do not want. And, you know, all of us have experienced, you may have noticed that your mind can become fixated on certain thought patterns and get wrapped around one little idea about what it doesn't want to occur. It unconsciously creates this repetitive mini-futuristic fear that we often refer to as worrying. Mini-futuristic fear. And then the mind tends to obsess, dwell, and get hooked into whatever it thinks it has to have to be happy. Loved, free, important, rich, etc. It especially becomes wrapped around these things, those things, it believes it cannot have. So if your mind naturally is an obsessaholic, why not fixate it on feeling what it's like to manifest your dream life? And it's a good description as a mini-fear. That's what worry is, mini-fears. And the truth is that clinging to anything in this life just perpetuates the manifestation of more stagnation and causes a deeper anxiety to take root inside you. And the only way out is to let go and trust the divine intelligence within life. And once you do, you'll be free to feel everything that arises from a place of non-attachment and instantly shift your vibration to being completely worry-free. Remember, worry is mini-fears. You can easily create anything you want in this life with trust. Ask yourself, how much do I trust me? I mean, sit with that and ask that question. How much do I trust myself? In all things. A little bit, not so much, a lot. Because it's the trust that is absolute paramount and then follows the faith and confidence. But trust is paramount. When you deeply trust, right, you can easily create anything you want in life. And all your desires will manifest all at the perfect time. They simply do. Timing is everything for the soul. When you let go of your ego's agenda, you realize there was nothing to worry about in the first place. Everything is always taken care of in your life. The soul has a much bigger plan. All that it takes is going within, and allowing the universe to support you and making your every desire blossom into reality. Now, a lot of people say, oh, yeah, I've heard all this stuff before, and, blah, 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 blah. Try it. You just might like it. This information has been around for thousands of years, not millions. And it's a choice that we make to take it in and to alleviate busy. People are busy for no reason whatsoever. I'm busy, I got to go. You ever notice that? No, let's sit a spell, just kind of chill out. No, I got things I got to do. See, it's that ego-mind thing, pushing, pulling, and prodding us on a continual basis. You know, a lot of people that would just kind of sit in the breeze and just be, right? And then there's those that will sit in the breeze and try to be, and then it won't be long before they say, I can't just sit here all day. I got to do things, right? Maybe you've caught yourself doing that. You feel guilty because the ego mind wants to be continually having, getting, doing. And I'm not talking about just kind of laying around for the rest of your life. I mean, you take the time to be. That's it. Just be. No agenda, no time clock, no appointment, nothing. Just be. It's like, hey, Harry, what are you doing? I'm just being. And it works because it gets you in more with yourself. How much time do you spend with yourself? How much time do you embrace yourself? How much do you respect yourself? And I'm talking through heart-mindedness. How much do you deeply love yourself? How much do you forgive yourself? Right? These are all things that we eventually will ask of ourselves. You find out that most of it has been created by the mind. Where does it come from? Does it come from heart-minded and how you feel about yourself? No, it comes from ego-mind. In heart-mindedness, you're magnificent, wonderful, exactly the way you are. Stupendous, joyful, blissful, tranquil, benevolent, all of those things. That's your natural state of being. Ego-mind, believe it or not, is not our natural state of being. It just isn't. Period. Now, to us, we feel like it is because it's with us all the time. Directing us and guiding us and leading us all the time. So, we get used to it, right? And so we just feel that, hey, that's just the way it is. Part of life. When in truth, the ego mind is there to be a temporary asset for you to learn enough to master it. That's why it's there. Now, one might ask, well, then why don't people do that? They don't know how. That's it. That's the bottom line. They do not know how. And it's not a complicated rocket science thing. What you do is that you get to the point where you decide, you get awareness, you pick up awareness, okay? Not judgment, not ridicule, nothing like that, but awareness. You start figuring things out. Okay, you have ego mind. Remember, there's always a flip side. Always. There's always two sides to the coin. So what's flip side? Flip side's heart-minded in the now. That's the flip side. Most of us don't visit that. We just stay with the other side, the ego mind, the ego mind life. And you can tell by observing this planet, that's the prevalence on this planet. Ego mind life. Now, some of us identify that. And we decide that, well, I'm going to master the ego mind. And when I leave it alone and I stay in heart-mindedness, this is the way I can master it. And then it becomes my servant through the heart-mind until it finds peace within. And then it's no longer there. Why would that be there? right? Why would we put the illusion of ego mind? That's why. It gives us both sides. See, you can compare it. And you have to have, there's got to be a comparison. Or where do you begin? You have to be able to fashion or review. Okay, so I know what heart-minded is, and I know what ego-minded is. I choose heart-mindedness. I choose living in the now. Not wandering off an hour from now, a day from now, a month from now, a year from now. But the now. Practice the now. Practice moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. And when the ego mind comes in, tries to pull you away, oh, look at this candy bar over here. Oh, look at this. You pull yourself right back into heart-mindedness. Even if you just go into silence and move yourself back into heart-mindedness. It's imperative. As long as we're an ego mind on this planet, you're going to see things like you're seeing right now. And is that the question is asked of me, is that New Earth? No, that's not New Earth. No, it's not. The New Earth is heart-minded. And when I talk with certain people on the planet that know that to a certain extent. They know heart-mindedness. Are you a heart-minded being? Because we're not interested in grouping with people that are ego-minded. And it's not a prejudice. It's a choice because we know ego mind. We've been immersed in ego mind for many, many, many moons. And this is the transition from this old earth to the new earth. And the new earth will continue to evolve and go through metamorphosis. Continue. Endlessly. And just like we, as divine perfection within these bodies, we continue to go up different steps of divine perfection. You see? It's absolutely magna glorious, the transition. One might ask, well, how many people are heart-minded on the planet? Your guess is as good as mine. There's a lot of people that are heart-minded that don't know they're heart-minded. You ever met people that are just nice? They don't get flustered or irritated or angry or anything. They're in heart-mindedness, but to them, that's the way they've always been. Now, others that are in ego mind get agitated, in a hurry, rushing, constantly, pulling, getting, having on a continual basis. That gets tiresome, doesn't it? I think we've all been there. And when we just be, everything comes to thee. And you just embrace it. Wouldn't that be great to have everybody on this planet in that, existing in that frequency? Because those that are aware, even those that are not quite awake, are saying to themselves, all this stuff that I'm witnessing is great because it's showing a transition from dark to light. Unprecedented, right? We're witnessing a transition from dark to light all over the planet. And with that, what happens? All the crap surfaces and exposes itself. All the crap. Everything. And then we start to see beams of light appearing. You can kind of visualize it. Burning and melting through the dark veil. Watching it just disintegrate. Kind of like a cleansing fire. A super bright white cleansing fire over the entire planet. And you visualize this in the quiet time of this meditation. It's not it's not a fire like a wood fire. You know what I mean? It's a spiritual, super bright white fire that is cleansing the planet. And you can see as the retreat of the dark happening. Yes, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. You see it happening. You see it happening all over the place. Not in your face, but in a subtle way. So this fire, who lit it? The gods that we are in these bodies. Collective consciousness. And beyond. And this fire burns bright. Doesn't end. Cannot be extinguished. Cannot be contained. And you visualize it as just absolutely cleansing every crevice, nook, cranny, every molecular area, every cosmic existence on this planet and the upper atmosphere and through this whole solar system. It's massive. Super bright white spiritual fire from the essence of creation. And all dark stands no chance, even though it believes it does. And this fire continues. And it burns brighter and brighter and brighter. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out in through the nose and out through the mouth. Remain still. Focus on your breath rising and falling. Relaxed into the body. Choose wonder instead of worry. Worrying closes off your energy field, while the act of wondering opens you up to infinite possibilities. Each time you wonder about something, you allow the magic of this universe to surprise you with its gifts. Simply sit back, relax, be curious about what your amazing future will bring. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, the following morning. We will return here Tuesday, August 14, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart. Allow the magic to flow in